premiere was someplace in Times Square, and when I got there, I saw the rest of the cast, who most of them had lived in California, and they'd flown the rest of the cast in. And there was a red carpet, and there was the red rope, and I was on the other side of it, because there was a kind of a hierarchy of what kind of tickets you got or something like that. And I just had the shit tickets to the premiere. It was actually a kind of a super humbling kind of night for me, you know. I mean, funny in retrospect, but at the time I was sort of horrified, because I figured that I was, you know, one of the stars, which I clearly wasn't.
Did you get all that?
Wow.
What is he trying to process? That happened 20, 30 years ago.
So like this is so, I need to process, because this is so opposite of what my brain would ever. I'd be like, I got lucky that I even got accepted to go into this thing. Like, so crank all the way to the opposite function of like, I got the shit tickets.
And how did you go through?
I got lowered, therefore I was humbled, and that was hard.
How did you go through the whole process of like making a movie, which takes months, and then it premieres, which there's a lot of time and back and forth with the people in the situation, like all the way up to the movie is airing, and you still don't know where you are in the tribe?
That's very bizarre. So you would just be staring at the back of your own eyelids all the time.
Oh my God, I think I've seen that a few times.
Seeing what you see yourself as.
Well, I'm awesome.
And then being, okay, so this is what I feel for the fucking IPs, because it's like, I'm always staring at the back of my own eyeballs, my own perspective, my own opinion of self. Then when the information comes in and the tribe is like, no, bro, you're over there in those seats. You're like, oh, what? I didn't see that coming. It just feels like missing information of the tribe's perspective of you.
Right. If I would have watched this guy's videos probably 6 months ago, I wouldn't have caught it to the level that I'm catching it this week.
Yeah, we are really processing that.
Yes, because I'm seeing this whole like fairsies versus respect thing. Like really getting the human needs down to that. So the decider coins.
Right.
TIFI doesn't matter.
Right.
It really does seem to be about fairsies versus respect, and like the analogy feeling that I'm kind of connecting it to. I remember when Jordan Peterson was like explaining with crazy hands,
with crazy kinesthetics and IFI,
like, when he was talking about like Republicans and Democrats, the right and the left or whatever, and he was explaining about how there's a tension between the two, and that you do want the control, then you want the freedom and all this kind of back and forth, like how the political structure is set up to where you want the opposite, you want the tension, and there is no middle. That's the thing. There is no middle. It's very much like weather. It's like, I want the perfect day. It doesn't work that way. You have to have winter and summer. Now, what you can work out is the extremes between the two.
Sure, right.
There is no like, well, it needs to be only fairsies. No, there has to be a settling where some people are rising up and getting more respect, and then that becomes a dictatorship, and then it's got to collapse back down to fairsies. And then there needs to be this tension and this balance.
Right.
And so I'm seeing, like with the coins, like with that one, I'm like, how the hell do you not know where you are in the tribe?
Right. You went too far off a cliff.
Because I'll do that all day long, and then I'll wake up and be like, oh, I'm just the asshole. And but like to me, it's just like, oh my God, I want to stay in this one chapter forever.
Wow.
And then there's the fuck off that way.
I have a random stupid question. So I tend to get really traumatized by like lead sensory. I get traumatized by lead sensory. Why I don't get traumatized by lead intuition, I don't know. I don't know the why.
But just coming from your middle function.
Yeah, so because I know
like
I would get in
balance
trouble for that. So do you feel the same way when you see DI?
I feel sorry for him. I'm like, look, dude, life is fucking hard. There's a lot of things that are fucking hard. I'm working on some physical projects out in the yard. Like I got a fucking apple tree dropping 5,000 apples a day. It's pretty fucking hard. That's a lot of goddamn apples.
I know.
The maximum capacity on the trash can is 250 fucking pounds. We exceeded it already. 2 trash cans. Like, I got some fucking problems in life. But the one thing I can do is like not get in a fucking shit show fight with the tribe all the time because I think I'm king asshole. Like, fucking A. At least he can do that. So I feel sorry for him because I'm just like, God, that's the one thing I cannot screw up.
Oh, right.
To a ridiculous amount out of all my other ridiculous problems. But I do look at it in humor because I'm like, oh my God, because I look up to the single-deciders because they're double observing. Like how fast they roll through the trash can issue with the apples or whatever.
Not a big deal.
I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that?
Right.
And then like because of respecting, I'm like, well then like it's so funny.
What are you fucking up?
How the hell are you fucking up the easiest thing in the world?
Right.
And it's so crazy how subjective it is. So yeah, I do laugh all day long at the IPs. So I'm like, dude, come here.
Bruh, dial him the fuck down.
Dude, I feel the same way as you, bro. I'm king shit, bro. But you gotta like, you can't get caught, dude. You fucking can't get caught.